Hello guys, Omni here. So I want to give you a quick update on my deck list, mainly because the second last video I made included a few combos that were painfully illegal and you cannot play them out like this. But fortunately enough I found even better combos, and let me tell you, I think they are amazing. They give you a bit more resilience, and I even went to each permutation of Imperm and Nibiru and where you can hand trap, where your opponent technically could hand trap you. And let me save you some time, there's only one very specific combination where those two paired together work against you in a way that you end on basically nothing. And I think no one is even able to come up on the spot with it. Of course, if you have the correct starters, which would be one Light and Darkness dragon and the Dracotail name and something to fuse. Of course you can have awkward hands and your opponent can have a god hand. It's just part of the game, you need to accept that. But what I updated here is the following thing. I read through this trap again and it says if you control a Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon dragon monster, you can activate this from your hand. And then I realized that we can make this guy on the 5th summon. So going on from there, we have protection against a lot of hand traps. Of course, Fuwalos will still hurt us, Droll will still hurt us. When it comes to those type of hand traps, we are just playing Dracotail on the low ground, I guess. And I think it's a cool hybrid form, so if your opponent cannot check you with Fuwalos or Droll, you're just making an absurd board in my opinion, and if not, you still have a very high floor because just the Dracotail names are such redundant cards, since they can set you everything in a very small amount of summons. So let's go over the first combos. So for all the combos I will show you, you will need either Light End Dragon or Dark End Dragon, a Dracotail name in the hand and something to fuse with. And I know it sounds like I'm asking for a lot, but it comes up more often than not that you have something to fuse with if you open up with Light End Dragon or Dark End Dragon. For me, I like the approach. You have a very high ceiling, you cannot lose to board breakers anymore. And also they give you a bit more resilience into hand traps and you don't care if your opponent has a Veiler or Imperm. So we banish something from the extra deck to special summon out Sublimation Dragon, then we use him to fusion summon, Pan will trigger, Aphelion will trigger, we add the material for the fusion summon back and set Ketu. Now we go into the rank 8 to add Tachyon Primal, he will special summon himself to our board and search us the trap. Then we use Lukias to go into another rank 8, which is the name we need for Tachyon to use it from the hand. So on the 5th summon we are protected. Now we are doing the Dracotail stuff, normal summon Lukias, add Faimena, use its effect to go into Secretarian Dragon, Lukias will trigger, Aphelion will trigger, we special summon out Aphelion, we will set Rahu, then we go into an rank 8, we special something out with Secretarian Dragon so we can use those two to link off into Heretic Seals, then we use Rahu to send Urgula into the grave, and then we can use Urgula to set a trap and then add back Faimena back into our hand. And now we have a very amazing board. So we have either a bounce or a face-up spell negate, then we have another spell negate, we have another bounce, then we also have the Omni negate. It can also negate multiple things in the same chain, right? And shuffle it even back if it was from field, activated on field. We also have Faimena, so we can use Heretic Seals to bounce something and go into Pan, and then we can use Faimena to fusion summon Pan and Aphelion into Filia Regis, for example. Then we have another pop and another banish on top of that. So, and also maybe you're drawing into something nice with Dracotail Flame, and you should also have 2 other cards in your hand. Before we go into this combo, I want to say real quick, with every card that is not Lukias, you want to special summon Primal Dragon to your side of the field. And why is that? Because we will search for Ketu, Ketu will search Lukias, then we normal summon Lukias, get into Faimena, and use Lukias and whatever else is there on the field with Faimena's effect to fusion summon into something, and then from there Lukias takes us even deeper into the Dracotail engine. The problem we will face here is that we will use Lukias' effect to set something already from the first step, so therefore we will miss out on the fusion summon. And therefore we will special summon Primal Dragon to our opponent's field, so then we will have the ability to fusion summon with Ketu on the spot. And what this will allow us is we can go into the rank 8 engine, protect ourselves. From there, normal summon Lukias, add something, Ketu will also add something, and now the 2 adds will fuse into Secretarian Dragon. And then we can just use Dracotail Lukias as link material into Heretic Seals. So let's go over it. First thing we do, special summon out Dark End by banishing something from the extra deck, use this effect to fusion summon Lukias and the fusion material into Arphalion. Lukias will trigger set Ketu, Arphalion will give us the material back. We go into the rank 8, search Primal Dragon, and as I said, we will special summon it to the opponent's field, and now we will see why. So now we use the second effect of Dracotail, protect ourselves, we normal Lukias, get a search, and then we use Ketu. Now we are also allowed to fusion summon. So we still have the 2 triggers we need. We go into Secretarion, get Rahu and a trap. Also Arphalion will trigger. And now what we can do is the following thing. We can link Lukias off. So we have a spellcaster right now that is not Faimena. So we can use Secretarion to special summon out the level 8 we used earlier. Put Lukias back into the deck, go into a rank 8, and then from there we can link off Spirit and Secretarion Dragon into Heretic Seals. Go into the rank 8, go into Seals. Now Urgula will trigger and give us back Faimena to the hand. We already have 1 trap. Then we can use Rahu Dracotail, so we dump Pan. Pan will pop and set the second trap. And now we have the best setup the deck can produce, I guess. So we have 2 draws by the traps. One of them is a spell trap negate, one of them is a bounce. We have another bounce in the form of Seals. We have another spell negate in form of Harbinger. We have battle phase protection with Harbinger. We have Omni negate protection in our hand. We can also special something with Seals, so maybe you have a very cool combination of something in the hand and something you can get out with Seals, so you can facilitate Faimena in an even crazier way. Or like mentioned earlier, you just go into another pan and then from there go into Filia Regis. And on top of that you have 2 other cards in your hand. So let's go over a bit of gameplay, right? We have the combo starters, as I told you earlier. We have Light and Dragon and a Dracotail name. So we go into Arphalion. Our opponent will bell us here, so we don't get to add back the material, but it's still fine. We haven't normal summoned yet and we can set Ketu. So we have access to Lukias and Faimena. Then we go into the rank 8 stuff, but our opponent has Ogre for that. So we are left with Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon Primal in the hand. But look at this now. We will normally summon Lukias, get Faimena, use Faimena to go into Secretarion Dragon with Primal and Lukias, and then we can special summon out Tachyon Primal Dragon again. And then we can search the trap and have a Omni negate again. Which is amazing if you ask me. Also Arphalion will trigger, since we've sent 2 cards into the graveyard, 2 monsters for the fusion summon. So we can go into Seals or Harbinger, whatever we need in this matchup. So we've set it Horn already. Okay, nice. Yeah, with Lukias. We go into Seals, then we use Rahu Dracotail. We will send Urgula. So Urgula will send another trap, and then we can add back Faimena. So our opponent had 2 low impact in traps, and we still have a board. We have an Omni negate, 2 interruptions, another bounce, and we can, as I said earlier, use Seals to go into Pan and use Faimena in the hand to get into Filia Regis and have a pop on top of the banish that Filia Regis will give us. And we even draw in 2 cards, I almost forgot about that. So guys, that's basically it for the showcase of the deck and what it can do. Here's the deck list again. I am only playing cards I also own in real life, so maybe you can find space to squeeze Purulia somewhere in them. Should be a decent option, I just don't have any. And what do you guys think? So I saw deck lists already and people who play Light and Dark and Dragon. And what do you think by including those 2 cards? Is it worth it? Because there's actually a chance you risk of seeing either of those cards in your hand. He's less problematic than the trap, because you can actually fusion summon with him as material, but with the trap that's not so much the case. But it's just the 2 cards. What do you think? Is it worth to include these cards for this type of ceiling I showed you? Because I think it's worth it. Board breakers can't hurt you anymore. Your board is unbreakable. Maybe that's a bit much, but it's a very hefty board and your opponent needs to put a lot of effort to break it. And also you're getting a bit more resilient to hand traps with Dark End and Light and Dragon, in my opinion. Can also see the people who are saying I'm just playing Dracotail hand traps. Totally valid take. This is just my take on the deck as of right now. Let me know, guys, please. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing night, and also just in general an amazing life. Omni out.